Welcome, artists of all ages. It's Miss Fortner here from Benfer Elementary. In the video, you are going to make a 3D layered paper project. These are so cool and so fun. I love this because it looks like it's one-dimensional, but it's not. What? It's got several layers in it. You are going to learn about foreground, middle ground, and background in a composition. You are going to be doing some cutting and drawing and gluing. These are a lot of fun. You are not limited to drawing just this one. This will be in the video. You can expand and do an ocean view. You can do under the sea. You can do a jungle, a forest, a farm, a desert. I'm getting really excited about this. Okay, so let's get started. The materials you need for your awesome 3D layered paper project are cardstock, 3 pieces of printer paper, a ruler, pencil, scissors, eraser, glue, and markers. Your background page is cardstock. Measure 4.5 inches wide and cut. The total size should be 8.5 inches tall by 4.5 inches wide. The next size on printer paper, measure 8 inches tall by 6 inches wide and cut. The next size on printer paper measures 5 inches tall by 7 inches wide and cut. Your last size on printer paper should be 2.5 inches tall by 8 inches wide. Measure 1/2 inch on each side of 3 sheets and draw lines. This will be where you fold and glue to the back cardstock piece. Let's call these tab lines. Now it's time to draw and color. Today I'm using markers, but you can also use colored pencils or whatever medium you would like. The first step is the back page, and this is going to be the background of your scene. In art, backgrounds are the objects that look to be the farthest away or in the very back, hence background. The next paper should be 8 inches tall and 6 inches wide. This will be your middle ground. When you are drawing on this, make sure that you are drawing an object on each edge connected to the tab lines. Those tabs will fold and connect to your background page at the end. Middle ground in art are the objects that lie between the background and the foreground. And sometimes it's the focal area of your art piece. The next piece is also going to be a middle ground plane. It should be 5 inches tall and 7 inches wide. Don't forget that you need to draw objects attached to your tab lines. On every sheet, I'm drawing all the way to the bottom. Your last page should be 2.5 inches tall and 8 inches wide. This will be your foreground. In art, foreground is where the objects appear closest to the viewer. Don't forget to draw your objects connected to your tab lines. And this part is important to do lots of details down at the bottom because it's the part that comes closest to your viewer. Your next step is to cut around your objects where you didn't draw anything and keep your tab lines connected. You don't have to keep the whole tab, but you do need a good portion of it so that you have something to glue on your background. In my middle ground picture, I'm cutting between the trees, but still leaving my tab lines. I'm cutting around flowers and up the side of the house, but still leaving my tab lines. Your next step, scratch that. Your next step is to fold back all of your tab lines on each page. Start with your tallest page. Attach glue to the back of the tab lines and connect it to the back side of the background page. The paper is going to be curved in the front, so be very careful that you're not pushing your paper down really hard when you're gluing. You start with the biggest sheet and make your way down to the smallest. If you really enjoyed making this project, you don't have to limit yourself to just 3 sections of paper. You could do as many sections as you want. Just make sure they gradually get smaller from the background page. And there you have it, your 3D layered paper scene. Thanks so much for joining me in this video. I'm the Teach with Color. Thanks for learning with color.